fiesta se formó. La música con variedad, tocamos desde salsa hasta reggaetón. Un vacilón, este es el show de la mañana en el tapón. Son un bombón, tírame remix, Elisón. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show. Esto es el show de la mañana, el show.
Este es el show de la mañana con Elio,
Dienelis y la bandida.
Bienvenidos, gente linda, al show de la mañana. Este es Tu Fiesta Radio. Y tenemos comenzando Your Children's Trust of Alachua County segment. We are so excited to be back as every first Wednesday of the month. This is Elio Piedra, your host with the one and only
Body. Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Yes, I thought you were going to say Happy New Year. Hey, you know why? Because everybody, hey, let me enjoy my Halloween at least. Everybody putting Christmas light already.
I know.
Hey.
It's too much.
It's too much.
We have to get through Thanksgiving.
Please.
Before we start celebrating the holidays.
Yes.
Okay, so Thanksgiving first. But I know a lot of people are excited about Halloween. That's like a big thing for a lot of people. I never understood it, but it is. Yes. So I've got to find an outfit, a little costume myself. I'm going to somebody's party, so invite me.
Actually, it is October 1st, and we're excited to be here with your Children's Trust of Alachua County segment, a monthly segment here at Tu Fiesta Radio 95.7, and we have another special organization as our guests. Who do we have today, Marcia?
So we have two. When you say special, you hit the nail on the head. We have two extraordinary folks with us today to talk about a program that I feel is really unique and creating a lot of opportunity for some of our business owners here in Alachua County. Joining us this morning to talk about our Business and Leadership Institute Velocity Masterclass and Accreditation Academy. It's a mouthful. Are Russell Scotes and Bonnie Bowman.
All right,
let me tell you a little bit about Bonnie and Russell. So Bonnie is the owner and director of the Persimmon. I don't know why that's not on here, Bonnie. Of Persimmon's Childcare.
Persimmon Early Learning Academy.
Thank you. I have notes that she's been an educator for 20 years. She has multiple degrees. She was even a Teacher of the Year in 2009.
Wow.
What I can tell you about Bonnie is she is truly a rock star in early learning education here in Alachua County. She's the person we call when we are starting a new program, when we want someone who has experience and who will be thoughtful in helping us with the design. So this is Bonnie. And then Russell, my main man over there, Russell Scotes, is the former owner of Small World Daycare Center. We're breaking that live today. Russell has just sold his early learning center literally in the last 24 hours.
Yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, after 20 plus years.
23?
Yeah.
23 long years, yeah.
23 years as an owner, but 40 years in the business. Russell, too, is a rock star here in Alachua County. And my personal story with Russell is when I was interviewing for my position with the trust. Russell came to all of the interviews. He was front and center, and we had some really hard conversations about the needs of families and children here in Alachua County. And that let me know that he was going to be one of the people that I would reach out to because I knew I could trust him and that he had some really good insights on the needs of our families. So, Russell, if I haven't said that to you, I really appreciated that and really appreciated you ensuring that the person who was going to be at the helm of the trust really had an understanding of what the needs were, and that, you know, I wasn't going to come here and play around and not take care of the children and family in our county. So that was very meaningful for me.
That is awesome. Welcome,
Yeah.
Bonnie and Russell.
Thank you for those nice words.
Yeah. You know, we should give people their flowers, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, as I said, we are here to talk about the master class, and I figure we'll kick things off with Bonnie. Bonnie, why don't you share a little bit about master class? What exactly is master class in the Accreditation Academy, and how do our early learning centers benefit from it?
Sure. So the master class is a class that was started by Robin Perlman after she had served on the Early Learning Coalition board for about 8 years in Broward County. And she started to realize that so many people who own early learning centers they've never been business owners, but they're putting so much of themselves into these businesses and into educating our students at the most important part. You know, we all know that brain development the most of it happens in the first 5 years. And so she wanted to help these business owners actually create businesses that were profitable, that people could retire from and actually make a living from, rather than just kind of running this rat race of paycheck to paycheck. So she created the Business Leadership Institute and started this program. She wrote the curriculum. And basically, it takes business owners through creating a mission statement, figuring out the foundation and philosophy of your business, working on financials, real estate, marketing, human resources, all of those things that you need to run a successful business. And it's a class that's just put together for that. And then she had this really amazing idea to partner with FACM. And after you've written your business plan and you've graduated from the Business Leadership Institute, you can go to get accredited. And so that's another program that is grant funded through the Children's Trust. And when you get accredited, then you are doing a self-study, you write a portfolio, you're really, really examining your business practices and how you're educating children at a much closer level. And you do the self-study, and then you have a verification visit, and there are a lot of benefits that come from having that accreditation.
Yeah. So you mentioned, Bonnie, that there are sessions, so marketing, finance, human resources, real estate, creating a business plan. Elio, when you think about, or I think most people, when you think about the folks who are taking care of our children, we forget that they run businesses, right? And it's more than you dropping off your child in a safe place. That's important, but there are teachers there. They get paid. There's an owner who has to pay taxes. There are lots of things that go into owning a business. And so the Business Leader Institute, this leadership program really teaches these business owners that you are a business. And equally important to training and teaching our children is the fact that you own a business that is a quality business that is providing quality education. And so, Russell, you've been through the program. You and Bonnie are both mentors to the folks who go through this program. Tell us a little bit about being a mentor to these business owners and how they come in at the beginning and then how they leave in the end.
Sure. Okay. So what we typically find is these people coming in, I always ask the question, who growing up thought, hey, I want to run a childcare facility? And a lot of them never thought about it. They get into the industry by accident. And once they're in, as we were stating earlier on, then you have to figure out, okay, how do we do this as a professional, proper way? So as a mentor, you're looking at these people and you're gathering what knowledge that they've got, and you're trying to elevate them to a better status where they learn and they can develop and run, as you state, a real business. Because there's a lot more to it. We're not just watching kids, we're educating children. We want these next leaders to come along to be able to do something productive in their life. And part of that is having a successful business that can stand on its own 2 feet, pay its salaries, look after your staff well, give them benefits, those kind of things. So being a mentor gives you the opportunity to take people at a stage that they're in and try and elevate them so they're doing a good service to the children they're looking after.
Yeah.
That is amazing. So it's kind of like learning the entire infrastructure behind the concept, right? Because you are right, Marcia. Sometimes we don't see, we don't see the picture when you're in the frame, basically, right? You only see the outside, dropping your kids, picking them up, all of that. But how amazing. So I wonder, is this only for businesses that they have to do with kids or for any small business per se?
Yeah, only early learning.
Only early learning.
Because they are focused on early learning centers. And the Accreditation Academy then comes in, and as Bonnie was saying, they actually take them through a self-study. They are looking at not only their business plan, but, how many children do you serve? Your building. Do you have all of the appropriate and legal space to provide for children? So, it is detail oriented.
Wow.
Russell.
So one thing I want to add is it's home providers as well.
Yes.
It's not just facilities, because we have to remember we have people that work from their homes looking after children in a professional manner. They're setting their homes up to be an educational facility. So we have home providers as well as actual facilities. So the BLI is looking after both.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's actually, you're right, Russell. We are the full gamut, really, of early learning. You think about how many people leave their children with someone in the neighborhood, right? At their home. We want to ensure that home early learning center, because it's an early learning center, not a daycare center. We want to make sure that owner is trained, and that owner understands not only how to manage their business, but how to educate those children. So it's twofold. That's the beauty of this program and the work that Russell and Bonnie helped to initiate. Bonnie said something earlier about research indicates that in early education, the first 1,000 days of life is critical to the long-term academic success of a child. And then the fact that the majority of childcare is provided by small business owners, right? Mostly owned by women. Russell is an anomaly. And primarily staffed by women. And what we found is that so often when these folks get into the business, as Russell said, they haven't really prepared for it. And so these courses, these sessions that they come to monthly really give them that background. I remember I attended a session with you all, and it was the financial session. We had someone there from Wells Fargo walking them through the business plan, and they were talking about loans. And I remember sitting in the back of the room, and the young lady was asking them, how many of you have taken out personal loans for your business? And a number of hands, actually the majority of the hands, went up in the room. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, if I was running a center, I would do the same thing if I wanted to keep my center and I needed the funding. And she said, you should never take out a personal loan. You need to be taking out business loans, right? And you could see the light bulb go off in the room that folks never thought about that. And so it's those kinds of things that might be simple to someone else, but not to these folks, and to, I think, a number of us who, you do what you have to do to save your business and to provide for the people who work with and for you.
And that's such a good point, because actually one of my follow-up questions regarding what Russell and Bonnie were sharing is like, what is, in your experience, right, what is the most frequent challenges that these early learning centers of individuals that they are preparing, right, the early learning system, right, they have? What is the most frequent challenges that you guys see?
I think one of the biggest challenges are finances. The cost of care is really expensive. You want to provide a living wage to your employees. You want to provide benefits. You want people to be able to make this a career. And meeting that, because parents have to make up the cost of that. There are some subsidies that help, but trying to figure out the balance of where all of that money is going to come from so that you can provide a quality program is one of the biggest hurdles.
Yeah, no, you're right. You actually, on our community work that we do, we come across so many different businesses, and early learning centers are one of them. And I noticed that they also feeding the kids, like at the time that you have to buy products, like from markets and stuff. I mean, most products, we all know, even eggs, right? They went up and all the things, right? Rosa is laughing. So now these early learning centers, they have to face these challenges as a regular, family home. So it is really challenging for them also. And on top of that, parents are normal. They are asking, for their kids to be fed well and all of that. So it is an interesting times where the support of organizations such as Children's Trust of Alachua County, it is crucial. And what you guys are doing, it is incredible to keep thriving in such a challenging times, I will say. What do you think, Ross, all about that?
Completely agree. When you think about your own child at home and you want them educated, you're hopefully one of the thoughts that goes through your mind is, okay, who's going to teach my child? Do you want somebody who has just walked out of high school with no education to be the person teaching your child? Or do you want somebody that's got a degree, a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, who's had years of experience? And you'll probably say, I want the person with the years of experience and lots of education. But that comes with a cost. So where does that money come from? You can't say, well, I want a teacher with a bachelor's degree, but I'm going to pay you $13 an hour. It doesn't quite work out that way. So we're in a conundrum from a business perspective where we want to have those real high quality, great interactions, good, well-educated teachers, but the money's not there. We can't afford those people. So you're always trying to figure out, do I charge the parents $600 a week to get what they really deserve and what they need, or do I charge $300 a week because they can probably afford that, but I can't give them what I really want to give them? There's this gap. And that's the problem we face every single day. How do we bridge that financial gap of giving them the quality that we can afford?
And is there any way to bridge that gap without charging the parents $600 a week?
Well, the state has some programs to help, but unfortunately, without getting too political, that funding was cut recently. So that's made it a little bit more difficult for families. Now, we have our friends over at the Children's Trust that have been putting some money locally into the program to help people, and that's made a significant difference. I want to say, well, Marsha, you can talk about it.
Yeah,
you've just put the money up a lot.
Yeah, we are working in partnership with the Early Learning Coalition with our child care tuition assistance program. And so we're paying 100% for a number of families so that they can attend these early learning centers. So we are doing what we can. But even with that, it costs a lot, right? It's not a simple fix. The children that we've been able to serve, I think in the last year was about 69, which you think with $200,000, you'd be able to, take care of 500 kids. And really it was 69. But at 69 families, it's a win. Yeah. And we are we were excited to be able to support those families. But it really brought home the fact to me that childcare is costly. And as Russell said, we have to collectively figure out a better way to help our families and to help our owners. And that's the beauty of this program and why we invested in BLI and Accreditation Academy, because the better our owners are able to have an understanding of what it takes to be a successful business, the better they are able to hire teachers and train their teachers to provide quality education to our children, the better our community.
Exactly. And I want to ask you, Russell and Bonnie, so let's say I am, for example, the owner of one of the early learning centers, right? And I want to become part of this system. So how number one, how do I reach out to you guys? What's the best way to reach out to you guys? What are the requirements? Is there any paperwork I need to fill out? What's the process? Walk me through the process.
There's always paper.
I was going to say, you're asking, is there paperwork? Is that a real question?
So you can go online to the BLI website. If you Google Velocity Masterclass, it will pop up there. And I think we are currently recruiting.
We are.
For our next cohort. So now's a really good time to look that up and get in there. You do have to own a childcare business. It can be family home-based or a center.
In Alachua County.
In Alachua County, yes. And you fill that out, and then somebody will be in contact with you to get a little bit more information about your business and get you signed up. I believe that October 11th is the first
That is correct.
class. So we're coming up on the deadline. So if you are interested, get in there.
Very nice. Once I am in, how long is the process? I mean, how long is the entire course?
The BLI course is 4 months, so it's one Saturday a month for 4 months.
Oh, that's really good.
So it's very manageable. There is some homework that you do on your own at home, and then we meet and go over it. And hopefully by the end of the class, you have written your entire business plan, so you're ready. And once that is done, you move on to the Accreditation Academy.
And the tools for the course. For example, I have this is very interesting. So I have some questions about like the tools. Like, do you have an app? Do you use any type of digital aspects throughout the course
The curriculum.
to help you with the process?
Yeah, they've the BLI have written a program called Velocity. That is their program. So we work our way through it. It's asking the questions, you're giving the answers. And during the class that you're actually attending, they're giving you the information you need to answer those questions. And the program builds your business plan session by session by session. And then as mentors, we're able to watch and look and guide and help correct any mistakes and answer any questions as they go through. And then at the end of the program, they should have a complete written business plan, which a separate agency called SCORE will go in and review it. And those are volunteer professionals that have worked in the industry in any industry, but professionals that can go through your business plan and say, yeah, that's a good plan, or here's some hints and tips, things you should be looking for.
That's amazing. That is amazing. So I would like to translate really quick this in Spanish. Tenemos acá a Bonnie Rosso. Ellos son parte de este programa que está ayudando a diferentes personas que sean dueños de negocios, ya sean en su casa o en alguna institución, para niños pequeños, que sea early learning, lo que es aprendizaje temprano, de temprana edad. Este proceso dura 4 meses. Y puedes inscribirte ahora. What's the website again, once again, so we can share it?
Do you have it with you?
I don't have the website, but they can go to the Children's Trust website
Perfect.
and be able to pull down the information.
That's absolutely, and the Children's Trust website is actually for you guys that are watching on our YouTube channel or Facebook. It is www.childrenstrustofalachuacounty.us. So that way you can reach out directly and ask questions. You had any questions or concerns, or you have both, or suggestions. I don't know. You never know, right?
You never know.
Exactly. So how amazing, I am amazed by, learning about the program that I wasn't aware. Thank you, Marcia.
Yeah, we've had 52 businesses to go through this program, and I really believe it has been truly, a great opportunity, not only for them, but for the folks who work for them, and certainly for the families they serve. So again, let's reiterate, if you are working in the industry, you own a business, come out, check us out, see if by joining this program, you too can really change things around for your business. I would love for Bonnie and or Russell, for you guys to tell, do we have a little bit of time?
Oh, yeah.
I would love for you all to tell your story, because you started out doing something very similar, just, saying, hey, I want to do something different than what I've done. Will you tell your story of how all of this came about? Because you're a mentor today for a reason.
Sure.
You've been on a journey.
I have. So I started my business 13 years ago, and the first 8 years, I would say I just had my head down. I was in my business. I was working. I think anybody who owns a business and heads that up knows it's kind of a lonely job. And I started seeing information about getting out and doing more advocacy, and saw the ad for the BLI and thought, okay, I'm going to apply. And I got in. And the most amazing part of it was that I met all of these other business owners who are in the same boat that I was in, and who also didn't have support. And so we've created this really lovely community of people. Now I can call Russell. Russell's center is right behind mine, and I don't know that we had ever even met.
Nope.
So
Wow.
now we can text each other, email, call if we have a question, and there's this big support group now, and it just feels so much more supported and a lot less lonely, which has only impacted my business for the positive. I actually bought a second center since I started.
Expanded?
I expanded. So that never would have happened had it not been for BLI.
Wow.
And I'm just really grateful to have had the opportunity. And that's the reason that I also mentor, because I want to share that opportunity and help other people get through and have as much success as I've been able to have.
How amazing. What a legacy.
Yeah,
Huh? What a legacy
is.
you guys are building here.
Yeah.
We're trying. We're definitely trying.
That is so wonderful. You know,
You think about the community, as she said, that they've been able to build. Again, I always take it back to think about the number of families now that are receiving the support they need, and the children. And because of this network that is growing exponentially, the quality of care that is being given to our families and our kids, has grown, and it continues to grow every single year.
And this is how I see it. Better infrastructure and systems for businesses, better quality businesses and institution, better education for kids. We got a better communities and society.
That's it.
I love it.
That's
this
it.
is amazing. What an impactful mission, I will say, you guys have and been developing for over 20 years. You mentioned Russell, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that and for bringing a small world, right?
Small world and
Persimmon Early Learning Academy.
Awesome. To our Children's Trust of Alachua County segment, because every month we are talking about multiple organizations, multiple missions and visions, and wow, this one is very impactful.
Yes.
I will say, because our kids are our future. In Cuba we used to say, hey, teach your kid to be good, so we don't have to deal with adults. You know what I mean?
later in life.
Yeah,
Yes.
right, exactly. So
That's right.
That's having our kids in a healthy environment. Not only safe in the point of safety, but also emotionally, physically, everything. Is so important. I would say it's the most important thing.
I agree.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what a pleasure. Again, if you have any comments, we see a lot of people are actually watching on YouTube right now. You have any comments, remember, you can also text via Tu Fiesta Radio app that is right there for you on your iPhone, your Android, and let us know what you think. You have any questions, right? Any families listening want to be part of this?
Yes. We would love to hear from any of our families. Again, I think so often we're just thinking about the need, right? We need to have a place where we can trust that the owners and the teachers are going to keep our children safe. We're hoping they're going to teach them too, right? But there's so much more that goes into it. And that is the beauty of this program. It really provides the total picture of not only the safe place, but the education of our children, the training of our staffs, right? Because at the end of the day, the staff is who's with the child all day. So if we don't have quality people who are teaching and able to learn themselves, then we're completely missing the boat. And we want our children to be able to go to kindergarten and VPK and really have that leg up. Rather than get to our elementary schools and really just be starting, right? They're already behind. So that's I believe that's the benefit of these kinds of programs that really give our kids that leg up for their start in life.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I am so excited. Thank you so much, Rosso and Bonnie, for being here with us this morning. Of course, our great Marsha Kainer from Children's Trust of Alachua County, our host of this segment. And please go to Children's Trust of Alachua County social media. Follow them on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, all over the place. We have exciting things coming up. Actually, we have the homecoming.
We have homecoming. We have before homecoming, because homecoming is in November.
No, homecoming is actually ending October, I think.
Okay, so then we have two exciting things. We have homecoming, and we also have our Lights On After School.
Yes.
That's our event on October 24th, I believe. We're going to be doing it hosting it jointly with the Gainesville Circus Center. Remember, you met them last month. Yes. So we want everybody to come out to Gainesville Circus Center on October 24th. At 4 p.m. It's free. You're going to see some wonderful circus acts, have some food, and a lot of fun for our kiddos. So please come and join us.
That's amazing. So once again, thank you, Rosso and Bonnie. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. And you too that are tuning in. Muchas gracias por la sintonía, el cariño y la preferencia. We're going to see you guys tomorrow at 6:15 until 10 as every week, Monday to Friday, aquí en el show de la mañana.
En Gainesville, Florida, la casa de los latinos. Tu Fiesta Radio.
Rosa, y los invito a sintonizar Tu Fiesta Radio.
Hola, ¿qué tal? It's your girl Becky G. Los quiero mucho.
Soy Camilo. Tú sabes cómo va, te habla Nicky Jam.
Hola, soy Shakira.
Dímelo. Raúl Alejandro. Nosotros somos el grupo Manana.
Soy Melina León. Sintoniza en Tu Fiesta Radio.
Hola, ¿qué tal, amigos? Yo soy Juanes.
Somos Flor del Tabaco y los invitamos a sintonizar Tu Fiesta Radio.
La variedad 24/7.